AMP is short for Accelerated Mobile Project. Now, most of the websites I see at the moment don't actually use AMP. If you're really interested in mobile users, you should seriously consider implementing this. It's a project, as I say, that's primarily designed to increase the loading speed of websites on mobile. And Google are on record as saying that they're really, focused on faster mobile loading speeds at the moment. It's covered in more detail in the section specifically about mobile topics. But first of all, let's go and see what Google says about AMP. So this is the Google developers website, and as you can see, there's a fair bit of information here. And straight off the bat it says Google search indexes AMP pages to provide fast, reliable web experience. Now, it doesn't just make it faster, there's a whole load of extra things you can build into AMP. It depends how deep you want to go. So if we scroll down a bit, you can see that providing you've properly implemented AMP, for a restricted number of categories you can have a carousel displayed within the search results. So a classic example would be recipes. So in some cases all the recipes displayed might be from your website, or failing that, it's up to Google to decide how to do this, but Google might use your recipes plus other recipes and put them in a carousel here at the top of the search results. Again, I won't go through all this now. If you're interested in AMP, you can read up in detail, but if we just quickly look here where they talk about carousels, we'll click here for more information, and again you've got more examples there and guidelines. The whole point of carousels and AMP is it's really designed to be informational rather than promotional. So there are a set of guidelines, for instance, they don't want you basically making claims about this, that or the other, or include prices. It's really so that information is displayed in a nice succinct way to users, to viewers. As it says, currently there's a restricted number of types that are available, so you can have things like recipes, film, course and articles. And as you go down here, as I say, it all looks a little bit complicated, but again, as usual, if you're using WordPress, what you can do is you can install an AMP plugin, we'll look at that later, and you can configure that and you can get some pretty interesting results. It's all about making your website load faster and also look more appealing on the mobile search results. Now, there is an AMP testing tool from Google, and that's the address there, or you can just search for it. If you're not quite sure whether you use AMP or not, just type in the address here, then run the test. And as you can see in this case, AMP has not been enabled for this particular website. The other thing that might be a good idea is to check out your competitors, see if they're using AMP. So this is just a website, and remember earlier on we looked at something called SEO Quake. If I click on SEO Quake here, the icon, and then click on Diagnose, if we come down here, as you can see, there's information about AMP. So in this case, this website has been optimized for mobile. It's got what's called a meta viewpoint, which means it'll resize on a mobile compared to a desktop. But as you can see here, it says it doesn't have an AMP version. So as I say, you can use the SEO Quake to check out your competitors, see if they're using AMP. And as I said, the whole point of AMP is really to make the website load faster on a mobile, and also you get extra functionality within search, so you have different features, things like carousels and so on. So again, another thing to think about.